good afternoon. It's nice to be out in the sunshine. Hopefully we'll have this for the rest of the weekend. I've got quite a bit to update you on, so I'm going to use the letter which I'm sending out as a bit of reference as I talk through this. So, the first thing is we've had guidance about how to get the pupils back from the 8th of March, and we're really pleased to be able to say that we're going to welcome the pupils back from that date. Now, in order to do that, we are going to perform lateral flow tests on those pupils who have had, or we've had parental consent for, to carry out those tests, and we're going to do that from next Wednesday through to Friday. So what's going to happen is, on here is a timetable. The pupils will come up to school for their allocated time. Stewards will tell them where to go. Most tests will be carried out in the old sports hall. They'll come in, they'll register, they'll have their test, and then they have to wait for half an hour to get the result. The vast majority, and if not all, the tests will be negative, we're hoping, and those pupils will then go home for that day. If there is a positive test, what we will do is we will ring parents to come and collect them if they're not on site and haven't brought their child up themselves. When on the day of the test, the pupils will not be set work. So let's say it's year 11 on Wednesday, they will not have any work to do because it will be disruptive and there'll be pupils coming up at different times and they won't be able to catch up on the work. So we're not going to actually set any work for that day. With the lateral flow tests, they're going to do 3. The government's reasoning for pupils to do 3 is that they actually practice to do it, because after the 3rd one we will issue a home test kit and pupils will do 2 a week. Initially in the first week they'll do 1, then they'll do 2 in the following weeks, and we're not quite sure how long that's going to go on for, but the test box actually has 7 tests in it. Parents will need to register that with Track and Trace and also let us know the result of that as well. So that's the lateral flows. I'll give some more information, and there's a video how to complete the tests at home and that kind of thing. So we'll do that closer to the time when that needs to happen. So I suppose the next thing in the guidance, which is a change, was about pupils expected to wear face masks in lessons, and that will be our expectation that actually happens. I know that some pupils will struggle with that, and if they can't do that then that's fine, but the idea behind it is to try and keep everybody safe at this time, and the government are going to review that at Easter. Now, we are very conscious that wearing a face mask all day is extremely difficult, so we're going to make extra outdoor space, and we are going to try and promote the pupils to go out at break and for at least part of their lunchtime, so they're not wearing that all the time. The wearing a face mask is still mandatory in communal areas, so that's important. So if you can make sure that you have face masks, the children have face masks, at least 2, because some break and some get soiled, so it's important to have at least 2 on a daily basis, and they should be changed, and we'll be talking to the pupils about good hygiene again. And we're just going to reinforce everything that there was in place prior to Christmas about hand washing, and catch it, bin it, etc. So, I suppose the final thing then is attendance to school is mandatory, and the government has said that, and they want us to really push that we have as much attendance as possible. The only people who shouldn't attend are those who are clinically extremely vulnerable. The rest of on here is information about lunches and free school meals and where the venues will be. We've kind of changed some of the venues just to have some pupils who didn't have access to some of the more specialist rooms, so that they've got a breadth of their curriculum. That's about it for the moment. There's quite a lot more in the letter, so I will let you read that. And I hope you all have a pleasant weekend, and we can start thinking about getting the pupils back, which we're really excited about, from the 8th of March.